What's up, boys and girls? Obviously, welcome back to a new video. Skin versus skin. It's time again. You guys want to see this? I saw the comments as soon as the Karambit released. Here we are doing the video. I've also made a post in which I just now, while I'm editing, asked you guys which Karambit you guys prefer. So just so we have a little indication as to what the community likes. So we're gonna take a look at this in a bit. You know, one thing that I want to show you guys is the fact that this might be the tiniest knife in the entire game. You know, I saw this yesterday when I was first playing the game, and I gotta say, dude, that's fucking tiny. That's the blade itself obviously isn't the biggest, but you know, seeing this in game, I think it's hilarious. You know, the knife itself is kind of tiny again. So yeah, we'll take this into consideration when we talk about, you know, the visuals, the aesthetics of the knife. However, you know, 3 knives: Prime Karambit, Rune Dagger, and you know, obviously the Champions 2021 Dagger, or Karambit, whatever you call it. Those are the knives I want to talk about in this video. Now, if you do like this, obviously make sure to subscribe down below. I mean, the goal would be to still reach 50k, which, let's be real, it won't be happening, but I still appreciate the subs, right? So yeah, let's talk about business, right? Prime Karambit is the first Karambit to ever release in Valorant. Obviously, the Rune Dagger kind of shaped like a Karambit, but it doesn't have the Karambit animation. So we got 2 separate knives here, which I think both are nice, but they're definitely not perfect. Now, with the Rune Karambit, I feel like we finally got the one knife that is looking perfect in terms of animations, in terms of design. You know, the only thing that I realize is that it might be a bit small. Again, if you take a look here, it really is small. But you know, if you talk about animations, right, Prime Karambit, it doesn't ever reach the level that, you know, the Champions Karambit has in terms of animations. Same goes for the Rune Dagger. You know, even though I do like the animation on the Rune Dagger, I have to say the Champions 2021 Karambit is straight up the best one in terms of animations, right? So that's where the first point already goes to the Champions Karambit. Now, the second point that we obviously want to talk about here when we do the comparison is the visuals. Again, I'm going to say it straight up. I'm not the biggest fan of the Prime Karambit either when it comes to, you know, the visuals. I think the design is okay. It's pretty decent. Nothing too special. Now, when we talk about the Champions Karambit, 10 out of 10. Straight up 10 out of 10. I like the colorways, gold, black, white, and then the little red accents in there. I feel like those are pretty sexy. You know, overall, a bang of a knife when we talk about design, right? This is straight up drip. Then we also have the Rune Dagger, which I think has a top tier design as well. You guys know me, I've been praising this knife for such a long time. But you know, the question is, do I like it more than the Champions Karambit, right? That's the one question that's necessary here for this video. And I gotta say, right now, I definitely do like the Champions Karambit design more than the Rune Dagger. But this might be because it's hype right now. It just released, right? Everyone's hyping this knife. Obviously, it looks good. But you know, down the road in like 3 weeks, I might say something else than I'm saying right now, just because I love to fall into the hype. But for now, I think the Champions Karambit definitely does look better. So yeah, that's the second point that goes towards this knife. And then last up, you know, most interesting part about the question of whether you should buy the knife or this knife or XYZ knife is the price. The price, when it comes to these 3 knives especially, is pretty interesting because it has such a different price tag on each and every one of them. Now, if we talk about the Rune Dagger, and again, a huge F to all my fallen soldiers who weren't able to cop this knife. It's one of the cheapest knives in the game, one of the best knives for its price, $10, obviously, right? It's a battle pass knife. It's as simple as it gets, right? So everybody who doesn't have this knife, you guys got fucked. I'll be real here. You guys got fucked in the... Yeah, pretty nice price for a knife, if you ask me, especially for this top tier design. $10, pretty good, right? Now, next up, Prime Karambit, 3,550. Usual premium knife price. So nothing too special, nothing too, you know, bad. It's the usual price that you have to pay for, you know, the top tier knives. When we talk about the Champions Karambit though, this one is tricky, right? Now, you could say that this one is pricey as fuck, which it is. On paper, this one is 5,350 Valorant points, which is a buttload of money. Let's be real, that's $50 for just this knife alone, and many people can't afford this, obviously, right? So here's the thing, 50% of the revenue that comes from this knife goes towards all the participating teams from Champions. So this is a nice way of showing support to the esports scene, which I think is a nice thing to do. I love that Riot does this. it's still pricey. So if we put these up, you know, compare them to each other, obviously the Rune Dagger is the clear winner, right? Prime Karambit has to be the second place, and then obviously last place when it comes to pricing is the Champions Karambit. Overall, I think that's, you know, the only point though in which a Champions Karambit is actually bad in comparison. But, you know, take everything into account, and I think, you know, Champions Karambit has to be the clear winner. In my opinion, the best Karambit that we have right now. I don't know if you guys agree. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. You know, just taking a look at the preview poll that I showed you guys now after, you know, half an hour, you know, an hour of, you know, just letting it sit there. It says that you guys definitely, you know, at least have a tendency to agree with me when it comes to the Champions Karambit being the best one in the game right now. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below again what you think about this knife. In the end, it all comes down to personal preference. We all have different opinions, but this one is mine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I catch you on the next one.